Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I'm here with a 2005 Ford GT. I'm going to give you a real quick lowdown on using this car for Tempest 3 Tier 4. The good news is it's good for most of the challenge without any problems until you get to one specific sprint. So that's the only thing we're going to talk about in this video, and that is the 1.367 0 to 60 sprint you will have to do on race 47. So this car has no problem with speed traps, very little problem generally with sprints, but when it comes to doing a specific sprint of that speed, you're going to have a problem. This is where this car needs to be fully maxed to make it through Tempest 3 Tier 4 without having to switch cars. It doesn't even need to come close to fully maxed to beat everything else in that Tempest 3 Tier 4, including beating Donna, including all the speed traps, including all the other sprints. But for this 1.36 sprint, unfortunately, it needs to be fully maxed. And when it's fully maxed, you're going to use this setting, 5.0 final drive, 5248. The nitrous doesn't really matter. Here's why. Watch. 1.448, 1.448, 1.448. Why is it doing that? Because you're not going to use nitrous. It's not important to the sprint. If anything, it slows it down. So you don't want the nitrous. But what's most important is you have to get a perfect launch and instant second. And I mean instant second, meaning as soon as you launch, you've got to be able to get to second. Like that. If you can get to second very quickly, and notice I never activated nitrous, you will get your best 0 to 60 run out of the car. Let's take a look at that. 1.368. I can tell you, depending on exactly where the needle lands on that perfect and how quick you get into second, you can do as low as a 1.35 run with this car. I'm going to do one more. I'll show you what happens if you're not as quick on that launch to second gear instantly. Because what happens is if you let the needle hang even a little bit here, okay, that's a little bit slower to second, you'll notice that the performance will change. So the car is extremely sensitive to getting out of first gear very quickly. The quicker you can get out of first gear, the better the run. 1.36 to a 1.396. Can we improve on that 0 to 60 by going into second instantly? Sure. But you literally would have to anticipate and get that needle to jump to lower than 2,000 RPMs. You want the needle to kind of land over here right from launch. That's going to take a bit of work. Oh, see, it didn't shift. That's the problem with some devices. I cannot get it to instantly shift to second. It's a timing issue as well as a device reaction issue. The slower you do it, the slower the 0 to 60. The faster you can do it, the faster the 0 to 60. It's really that simple. It's literally launch and get to second and you will get that 0 to 60. But again, the car has to be fully maxed to pull that off. Okay, so I want to see the needle drop a little further to get that quicker 0 to 60. It probably will still take a few runs on Android devices to get a great run out of it. But as you can see, it's capable of 1.37, 1.36s, but a 1.367 is not as easy to get as it may look with this car. So that is your biggest challenge with this car, is that if you don't want to switch cars, you absolutely must have the car fully maxed for that sprint. All right. If you have any questions about this car other than this sprint, feel free to ask me in the comments. Specific tuning setups I can give you in the comments. It's not really that difficult. Generally speaking, to hit the performance point levels, you're going to take stage 6s off and then drop body. That'll be the easiest way to meet everything. And generally, you don't need nitrous for a whole lot other than speed trap. But even then, you don't need full stage 6 nitrous or anything. So outside of this sprint, this car would easily get through all other challenges. If you're someone who doesn't feel like getting the car maxed to deal with it, 400 gold to switch out cars. that can sprint well would be a good option. I did make a video on some of the cars that can easily beat the 1.36 sprint without even being fully maxed. And in fact, one of the coming PC cars, the Viper ACR, which is also a tier 4, would be able to get a pretty good 0 to 60 without tons and tons of stage 6s or anything. So that's an option to look into to combine with this car if you're struggling with that 1.36 sprint. So unlike the M5 competition or the Nismo In-Attack or even the Griffith or the Audi RS6 Avant, this car, unfortunately, to get through the entire Tempest without swapping out of cars into other cars will require it to be fully maxed. Well, that concludes this video. I hope that it is helpful to you in some way. If you're thinking about using this car for Tempest 3 tier 4, I would again warn you that you're going to need it fully maxed. If you're thinking about using it for Tempest 2, which is all sprints, I would recommend maybe a different car. I mean, it can do it, but it won't be that great. Again, feel free to ask me questions. If you like the video, leave a like. If you like my channel and like videos like this, subscribe, hit the notification button, and hit the bell, and then you'll get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.